Hey everybody, Dr. G here. I'm a clinical and forensic psychologist as well as a body language expert, and today we're going to be analyzing the behavior and body language of Cardi B during her civil lawsuit. Before we get started with this, a couple of quick things. One, I wanted to make sure you know this is not a psychological evaluation of any kind. These are just my opinions. In addition to that, I do want to remind you to like and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. All right, let's go. Cardi B is currently being sued for $24 million by a security guard who claims they had a physical altercation, whereas Cardi B claims it was purely verbal. What we're looking at today is Cardi B's testimony from 2 different days. All right, let's just jump right in.
So now I want to take you a little bit through the incident, bring you back in.
So we just saw that big breath in. This is very common when people are in trials, particularly if they're not used to being in court. It's a stressful situation. But what we're going to be looking at is whether or not she's trying to pacify or calm herself down while answering specific questions. We're going to see if there's body language that suggests that somehow she's lying or trying to be deceptive.
I want to take you a little bit through the incident, bring you back in time. Do you agree that an incident occurred on February 24, 2018?
It was a verbal incident. Verbal.
But it was an incident, correct?
I don't feel like, I personally feel like if there's no physical touch, there is.
So if you're paying attention to her shoulders, you're seeing both of her shoulders get lifted up. We tend to do this when we're being honest. Usually it's a one shoulder shrug. If we're being a little bit deceptive, that's more of a defensive posture. Right now, we're not seeing any defensiveness.
I personally feel like if there's no physical touch, there is no incident. There was a verbal altercation. If you think that that's an incident, a verbal altercation, then it's an incident for you. But we both have different opinions.
So we saw 2 things right there. One, that her shoulders are going up. 2, that she's leaning in a little bit. She's not trying to do anything to hide right now, and that's one of the most important things we look for. Is she going to try to soothe herself by keeping herself covered up in some way? Is she going to try to be defensive?
It's a verbal altercation. She didn't hit me, I didn't hit her. There was no touch. So to me, it wasn't no incident.
You also saw her hands lift up down at the bottom. You can see that a little bit. She's wide open. We tend to cover our torso a little bit when we're feeling, once again, when we're feeling defensive to protect ourselves. We're not seeing anything like that. So far, everything appears to be open. No signs of deception so far.
Relevant, assisting.
Have you ever used the word with Miss Amani Ellis?
No.
Did you try to take a swing at her?
No.
Now, one thing you're noticing is that she's shaking her head at the same time that she's saying no. That seems obvious, but that's not something that people always do. At times, when you're saying no and it's something that's in fact true, sometimes you nod your head when you're saying no, or afterward, you say no, and then afterward you shake your head because you're having to remind yourself to do the head shake. But this is coming naturally for her. So we're continuing to not see any signs of deception yet.
When you say there was a verbal altercation,
Yes.
do you know what the word altercation means?
Like a conflict.
Like a fight, right?
It was like a verbal fight, but it didn't get physical at all.
When I'm talking to you now, are we having a verbal altercation?
We having, I'll say, a debate.
And we're debating about whether you assaulted and battered Miss Amani Ellis, correct?
Just no, I guess so, but I didn't touch her. She didn't touch me, so.
What proof do you have that you didn't touch her? Objection.
So we're continuing to see, once again, we're seeing the 2-shoulder shrug. She's being very open. When people are trying to deceive, they don't like being seen. They try to hide a little bit, typically. There are aspects of them that try to hide because we think if we're in danger, if we stop moving, if we do something to hide, make ourselves seem a little bit smaller, maybe we won't get caught in our lie. That's a very common tactic. People do not consciously think that. Our body automatically does it. We're not seeing anything like that right here. So once again, I'm still seeing what appears to be total honesty from her.
Battered Miss Amani Ellis, correct?
Just no, I guess so, but I didn't touch her. She didn't touch me, so.
What proof do you have that you didn't touch her?
Objection, relevance, and also
Do you have any videos of the incident?
No.
Did you try to get videos of the incident?
I asked if there was videos, like I told them to, like I told my lawyers to check if there was videos, but there's no cameras, I guess, there was no cameras.
And when did you ask for that? What year?
I feel like when I got sued, I was like, when I got sued, I was like, oh, I know I didn't touch her. Like, it's like, look for the camera.
So look at the confusion on her face when she says that she got sued.
When did you ask for that? What year?
I feel like when I got sued, I was like,
So right there, you're seeing a genuine look of confusion. If you look at the brow, you can tell that that is an actual reaction of confusion. Why is this person suing me?
When I got sued, I was like, oh, I know I didn't touch her. Like, it's like, look for the cameras, because they'll tell you. I ain't touching her.
Now, one thing that you've probably noticed is that she's touching her hair. Now, sometimes that can be what we call a ventilating behavior. If we're feeling stressed or nervous, we brush our hair. From what it looks like to me, it looks like she's trying to keep her face fully visible. Because the idea is that when people touch their hair to ventilate, they're stimulating all the nerves in their head. Right now, this is not her actual hair, so it wouldn't have that effect. And on top of that, it's just little brief flicks of the hair. So it's very different than if somebody is constantly like ventilating their hair or throwing their hair up or touching their hair really hard. It looks very different than that.
I could hear her. She was talking on the phone, and she said, oh my God, yo, Cardi B's here. So I kind of speed walk, but I feel her behind me. Then I hear her talking like, oh my God, Cardi B is here. So I turn around, and she had her phone. She didn't have it here no more. Now she has it here. And I asked her, yo, why are you recording me? And she clearly looked like the security. She looked.
You can see some anger on her face right there. Watch this right here.
Yo, why are you recording me?
See the brow go down right there? There's some real anger when she taps back into this memory.
And she clearly looked like the security. She looked like the security guard. She's uniformed down. And I'm like, why are you recording me? Are you security? And she's like, oh, my bad. But then I'm walking, and I feel her still following me. So, like, as I'm walking, speed walking, trying to look for the office, I turn around again, and I'm like, why are you following me? She's like, because I can. It's like, no, you can't. Why are you following me for? Like, ain't you supposed to be security? And she's like, because I can.
So what I'm continuing to look for is if she's going to be doing anything to make herself feel calmer as she does this, because people don't like to lie. Typically, it's hard to lie, particularly if $24 million is on the line. So if there are areas that are consequential, that are lies, we should see a change in body language. I'll point that out if we see it, but we're continuing to not see that so far.
I keep telling her to back up, but she's not backing up. And we arguing, cursing at each other. I did call her the B word. I did call her a bitch. My face. I did. Get my face. You're in my face. You're screaming in my face. We're like literally writing. We're literally screaming at each other. And she kept telling me like, you're gonna leave my building. I'm like, I'm not leaving. Like, how you harassing me? I'm not leaving. Like, you telling me, how you telling me to leave? I came to see a doctor. You following me. You're recording me. I'm just.
So another reason that I think that deception would be very obvious with Cardi B is that clearly she feels a lot. She moves a lot. She doesn't seem to try to hide much. And so if she was feeling defensive, if she was choosing to lie, I really think strongly that we would see it. She's not somebody that is very subtle, that's very middle of the road. She's very animated. So I think she would also be animated in her defensive maneuvers as well.
Martial arts experience or other type of experience to defend yourself should something occur in your life.
Objection, relevance, overall.
Not really, no.
So any type of fighting that you would be able to do, it would just be freestyle from your own knowledge of fighting, correct?
Objection, argumentative.
Something else I look at when I'm trying to detect deception is people's eyes. Not so much which direction they're looking, but more about whether or not they close their eyes. Because when we lie or when we say something we're uncomfortable with, sometimes we close our eyes briefly because we don't really want to see the reaction of the person we're talking to. We feel uncomfortable with that. Or our blink rate sometimes picks up a ton. There's definitely people that do this a lot. I've been keeping an eye on her so far. I haven't seen her do anything like this, but that's another thing that clues me into the idea that I think that she's telling the truth. Now we're going to watch some additional testimony provided by Cardi B.
If she was recording you, why does it matter?
Because she's a security guard and I'm going to a doctor's office. It definitely mattered.
You were causing a disturbance. Maybe
I
she
wasn't
wanted to
causing a
record you.
disturbance.
Time out.
So obviously this is starting to make her angry. I don't even think she would deny this, but watch the brow right here. That's how you know that we're really tapping into genuine anger.
You were causing a disturbance. Maybe
I
she
wasn't
wanted to
causing a
record you.
disturbance.
So eyebrows go up. I wasn't causing a disturbance.
Time out.
And then there's anger and a little bit of confusion after she's responding to that.
Let's not talk over each other, number one. Wait for him to finish
Sorry.
asking the question before you answer.
Do you own the building of 8920 Wilshire Boulevard?
No, I was walking to a doctor's office.
Do you agree that you were a guest in that building? You were
Yes.
a visitor, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
So right now you're seeing her close her eyes briefly because the attorney's annoying her. Not because of deception, because she's not responding to anything that's related to deception, but because I think that the attorney is getting to her, which I believe is the point. The point is to agitate her. The point is to get her angry. And then if she looks angry, then they could say, see, she's capable of doing this, or she's capable of scratching the security guard, whatever it is. But the goal of this is to agitate her. It's working a little bit, but I don't think she's giving them entirely what it is they're looking for.
Do you remember yesterday you said that there was a verbal altercation between the two of you? You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And an altercation is a fight, isn't it? It's a verbal fight. You had a verbal fight with her.
Asked and answered.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Sustained.
You used the F word during that fight, didn't you?
Yes.
What other words did you use? Tell us in your own words what you said.
I said, on my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?
Tell it
Why
to
are
her
you-
now. Go ahead.
Huh?
Say it again. Say it.
Objection, Your Honor.
You want me to say it to
I
her?
want
The attorney in this case is fascinating me with their tactic, or asking her to say it to the plaintiff. It's very peculiar.
you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for
The
herself
objection
again.
is sustained.
Your Honor,
What were the words that you used when you got off the elevator to this security guard who's no longer a security guard at this time?
objection says argumentative and also covered yesterday.
It's been covered several times, so it's asked and answered. It's the objection sustained.
So the attorney's continuing to ask these questions in the hopes that she will act out. That's the goal.
Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And if you wanted to scratch or cut her face with your right hand or your left hand, if you wanted to do it, you could have done it, correct?
But
You're
I
not
didn't.
disabled.
But
right?
I didn't because I had a baby inside me.
How did she know?
Time out. Time out.
Yes, sir.
Let's slow down the pace just a little bit before the opportunity to give objections and for the court reporter. What was the objection?
We're continuing to see what I believe is honest behavior. Now you're going to see her back up in a second. Watch this.
And if you wanted to scratch or cut her face with your right hand or your left hand, if you wanted to do it, you could have done it, correct?
But
You're
I
not
didn't.
disabled.
But
right?
I didn't because I had a baby inside me.
How did she know?
Time out.
You see she turns her face and backs up because the attorney's annoying her. I don't think that she likes being spoken to this way, and I think that his intention to agitate her is working to an extent. But we're once again not seeing any deception.
So that everybody can hear what I could say as well as the witness.
I think there's a difference between volume and tone. I think the volume is fine, the tone is a little bit argumentative.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I apologize for that. I will try to do my best to tone it down. So, again, I will ask you to tell us and admit to this fact.
See, you saw her lick her teeth after that. She doesn't like being spoken to this way. Once again, that's not calming herself down so she can be deceptive. She doesn't like this confrontation. She's someone who does not seem to mind arguing. I think that she would not have any problem arguing with this attorney if she was given the opportunity.
Walked out of that elevator.
No,
on
I
that-
didn't know. But she knows that I'm a patient. When you're a patient to go see a medical anything, you shouldn't even try to fight nobody. You don't know what disability they have.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this question. When you say you were disabled, were you disabled in your upper extremity, your arms? Were your arms disabled? The reason I'm asking is I want to make it very clear for everybody that your arms can go up and down.
Right now, I think she's actually doing a remarkably good job of keeping a cool head because as I'm listening to this, I'm feeling myself get irritated, and I'm in no way, shape, or form affiliated with this trial. I also have no vested interest in the outcome, but his line of questioning, his tone is obnoxious, and I personally don't like it. And I've been in a position where, as an expert witness, I've had attorneys ask me all sorts of questions. I've had them speak to me this way. So maybe in some ways I relate to the idea of being spoken to in this way, but I really don't like it. And I give her a lot of credit for actually keeping her composure as much as she is.
Aside from your disability of being 3 to 4 months pregnant, did you have any other disabilities?
No, no.
Do you have a disabled placard? Are you legally disabled in any way?
Why don't you move on, counsel?
Another thing I want to point out is that if I'm having this reaction, and if you're watching this, if you're also having this reaction, the jury is probably having the same reaction. And that's one of the things sometimes that attorneys overplay their hand. They try to get a reaction, and in the process of doing that, make themselves irritating, and the jury doesn't necessarily like that. Then they're going to feel like he is bullying a witness, and that can absolutely backfire.
Objection taken, ambiguous.
You were at a high level of anger when you were chest to chest with her, correct?
Objection, argumentative.
Overrule.
I don't think I was like on a high level of angry. I was more on a high level of concern, very concerned.
And why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to beat my. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here.
So you heard him say hello back to her when she said hello, and he's trying to be obnoxious. He's trying to be passive aggressive. I really hate this kind of behavior from attorneys.
And this girl's about to beat my. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here.
Personally, I think behavior like that from an attorney distracts from the trial. I am not a big fan of that at all. Clearly, how I feel about this is pretty obvious at this point.
So, when she was going to beat you, like you just testified, what did she do to have you believe that she was going to beat you? What did she do?
She was on my face, chest to chest, and while we arguing, she's backing me. So we practically arguing, and I'm backing, and she's like walking forward.
Right. And she's, you said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that. What is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger? She's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records,
I don't
right?
have anything. I'm asking you the questions.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
She's a little.
You don't need to answer me.
Okay.
So questions like that are really for the jury. When you ask questions like that about whether or not you think she's overweight, the hope is that someone on the jury won't like that, and that will change how they see it. That will change how they characterize you.
Did you make fun of her that she was overweight when you were there in the hallway?
I don't think so.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a. Yes.
Do you think that's respectful to call a security guard a bitch?
All right, let's go ahead and stop here. Hopefully this is helping you better understand some of the behavior and body language that we saw from Cardi B. I didn't see any signs of deception. Usually there'll be some questions where you'll see a little bit of deception, where there's something that somebody doesn't want to answer, but she seemed to answer everything head on. I didn't see any signs of trying to protect herself, pacify herself, or to be deceptive in any way. In addition to that, the attorney was really trying his best to agitate her. He was trying to make sure that the way he was characterizing her could, in fact, affect how a jury is going to see her. So we'll see how it all plays out. Obviously, it's not done yet. This hasn't been finished. But I think, based on everything I'm seeing, is that Cardi B, I believe, is telling the truth. If you have any other thoughts about this, or if there's anything else you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comments below. And if there's any other clips you want me to take a look at, I'd also like to hear about that. Last thing before we get finished up is I do want to remind you to like and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. All right, thanks for watching.